What's up guys, it's Town here. In today's video, we're going to be going over which input is superior, mouse and keyboard or controller. But before I jump into this video guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. Also, if you wish to support me in another way, use code TALON.FN in the Fortnite item shop, #ad. Without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright, today's video I'm going to be breaking it down into three basic categories. What is better on what input? Is it going to be is aim better, building better, or editing better on which input? And we're going to start with aim. Now I'm assuming you probably think that I'm just going to scream at the top of my lungs that aim assist is a clear-cut advantage of mouse and keyboard. Now I will say yes. If you were to simply pick up a controller as opposed to picking up mouse and keyboard, your aim would be better. But I would also argue that in Chapter 3, basically aim assist has been nerfed into the ground compared to what it once was, and there are so many bugs associated with aim assist that have popped up in this new chapter that it has never been closer between the two inputs. Now on controller, if you touch your mouse, you lose aim assist. If you interact with vending machines, you can lose aim assist, and you also don't get any aim assist past 100 meters. Now on mouse and keyboard, you have to actually work to improve your aim, but that's actually not a bad thing. Because when you're on controller and let's say you don't have the best aim, yes, you can kind of train it and work in these kind of just, mediocre Fortnite trainers, or there's some sort of aim labs or Kovacs that does work with controller. But again, you are limited as to what Epic Games decides how strong they want the aim assist to be. And as we've seen since Chapter 1, basically there's been a steady decline in the strength of aim assist. Now, I would say it's more balanced in Chapter 2 after the Season 2 debacle, but now I would say it's incredibly weak in that comparison. And mouse and keyboard, again, sure, it's going to take some time, but at least you can work and improve that. Now, controller, again, you are hard stuck. So I would say yes, controller does have better aim for this particular input, but I feel like you can be capped. And if you get your aim perfect on mouse and keyboard, you probably will have a better chance at longevity than relying on what Epic Games decides aim assist is going to be. Now, the next category is building. Now, this can kind of go either way in my opinion, but I'm going to say that it's just from the eye test that mouse and keyboard is superior for a couple of reasons. First of all, again, you can be a lot more precise and in control with movement of your whole arm. And not to mention the ergonomics of the keyboard. Basically, you have so many opportunities to make your binds whatever you want and customize and be completely comfortable. If you do not own a SCUF controller or play claw, basically you are just kind of just out of luck, and really, unless you just have the most weird binds, and it's going to be really hard to be optimal with jumping, building, editing, and all the things that you need to do to be a good mechanical Fortnite player and compete all the way, in Chapter 3, Season 3. Yes, there are players that do it, but it is just so much more difficult, in my opinion, than having all of the customizable options. As well as there's really no aim assist in any type of building, so you have to be very, very precise with your thumbsticks. And you can argue, is controller movement better than mouse and keyboard? Yes, you do get 360 analog movement, but again, we're in Chapter 3, Season 3. The movement has never been closer due to programs such as Wooting and double movement. This allows mouse and keyboards players to pretty much have the same movement. It's a little bit watered down. I would say controller's a little bit better, but it is, again, like I've said before, it has never ever been closer at the things that used to be clear-cut advantages for controller, such as aim assist and movement. Those were two significant advantages that have basically just been nerfed into the ground, and you can even argue that there is really no difference in the movement or discernible advantage for controller anymore. So building, I'm going to have to give a pretty clear-cut edge to mouse and keyboard, and that is more than just due to the fact that you can use your entire arm for preciseness and, again, speed. You get shot in the back. It is so much easier to flick your whole arm around and protect walls than flip your just thumb all around and pray that everything places. So I'm going to give the advantage to mouse and keyboard. Now, the last thing is editing. And by far, this one was the easiest to go through, and that is mouse and keyboard editing is just ridiculous compared to controller. On controller, for you to reset a bind, you have to hit 3 buttons: select, reset, and confirm. Now, compare that to someone on scroll wheel reset that just has to flick their scroll wheel up and down. Such a significant advantage in terms of speed and consistency, as well as controlling, being super precise, which all good mouse and keyboard editors can be, like blueprint edits and really tough angles. Imagine you're sitting on a left-hand peak trying to take a wall to your left from a layer above. That is very difficult to be that precise and consistent on controller. But editing has a significant advantage, and the speed overall is usually a lot faster. There's some insanely quick, fast controller players, but for competitive Fortnite, none of them are over here at Edit Course and doing a lot of the things that you see Mr. Savage doing clicks with that type of speed. It's just not able, you're just not able with thumbsticks to be that precise and that consistent at that speed. You have to have much slower, so that's much more control when you are building and editing. And so the inputs are very, very different in this regard. And they honestly, they should have just an instant reset button to where you hit it and it just resets for controller. There is scroll wheel reset. I don't know why there isn't one button in it, reset, or like edit on release or reset on release or something. Having to hit that many binds in a reset is just puts you at a significant disadvantage. And overall, now mouse and keyboard is light years ahead when it comes to editing. So overall, in conclusion, I think the clear-cut choice, if you truly are thinking about switching from one to the other or staying on, you need to be playing on mouse and keyboard. There's tons of reasons why mouse and keyboard overall is much better than controller, and all the advantages on controller have basically been taken away or made more and more equal than they ever have been at this current point. Now, if there's maybe a buff to aim assist, or if they maybe add something like I was talking about with the resetting to controller, sure. And yes, there are mods for scroll wheel reset on controller, but I shouldn't have to go get a controller mod to basically compete with most of what most people are playing on in competitive Fortnite. I think there is an easy fix in that regard as well. Now guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I'm going to end this video with kind of talking about something a little bit personal. So if you're a true supporter of this channel and made it this far, I really do appreciate it. But I'm going to talk about something kind of related to this video, and that's why I wanted to plug it in at this end of this video. I'm going to be actually switching to mouse and keyboard slowly but surely, and eventually hope to be going full-time. I think just for the many reasons that I've mentioned previously, in my opinion, on the difference of the inputs, I've kind of feel a little bit hard capped at this current moment at my skill, but there's a bigger issue. Unfortunately, I've been diagnosed with Deguervian syndrome. Now, that's just a fancy way of saying that I have a ton of inflammation in one of the tendons in my hand, and it's basically right here at the insertion of this muscle right here, which is called your adductor pollicis, yes, it is called the adductor pollicis, and it's from constant thumb movement, and it's pretty actually common. But there's nights, unfortunately, where I go and I have to take some anti-inflammatories. I have to ice. I've been noticing a lot of changes in my grip strength. I've been getting some numbing, some tingling, some neurological symptoms from this, and it's just an overuse type of thing. And switching to mouse and keyboard where I won't constantly have to keep using my thumb over and over and over, I think this will be better for me in the long run in terms from a standpoint, because it's actually impacting me in real life daily. Just unfortunately, you know, just when I'm working out and gripping on stuff, sometimes it doesn't feel as strong, it doesn't feel the same. There'll be times when, you know, before I go to sleep, I'm in pain. I'm having to ice. I'm having to, you know, take some, you know, just ibuprofen or Tylenol to just kind of just deal with the symptoms. And I don't want to be doing that anymore. I've been dealing with this probably, I would say, for a month and a half, and I still am continually playing with controller. I'm going to try my best to learn mouse and keyboard. Now I'm going to hop on and play tournaments and maybe play a whole lot less controller overall. I think this is just best for me for my overall health and long-being if I want to continue to be making this Fortnite content and competing in Fortnite tournaments and doing all of this. I know it's going to be a long and hard road, and I think part of the issue where this stemmed is I kind of switched up my grip a little bit to kind of improve consistency in my builds, and it's worked from a playing standpoint, but from in terms of a health standpoint, maybe not the best. And I was off from school, So I had a lot more playtime, and so I've been getting a lot more hours in. And I think unfortunately, I just don't think that my thumb can really handle just the constant amount of time. Now I'm back in school, so I am playing less, and I've been taking more time off, and that's been good. But even today, I mean, yesterday was really a bad day for me. I'm not even gonna lie. With a lot of I played a little bit last night, and it was just, I went to bed and had to ice my hand afterwards. It just wasn't ideal, and I don't want to keep on dealing with that. So hopefully, everything's a smooth transition. Hopefully, once I get good enough at mouse and keyboard, I can play a lot more consistently and give my thumb time. And again, but I still will obviously be playing tournaments. So I'm not going to be tournament ready for probably at least 6 months. But it's going to be a slow and just kind of arduous transition. Just want to stick that into the video, guys. Thank you if you made it this far. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next one. Peace.